Fellowship. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Jamie Aderski.
Yeah. Too much? No. I don't get out of the house a lot, so when I do, I like to do it up. So, I've been sober for 36 days now. It's not by choice, I'm pregnant. Woo! Someone boo, because I'm right there with you. Don't applaud. Right, that's weird. Like, I didn't do anything. I didn't win an award. I didn't like do some heroic act. Okay? My husband just didn't pull out. Wow, exactly. That's where we are. So right now I'm like almost 11 weeks pregnant. I'm nauseous morning till night. It's amazing that I actually made it here. I'm exhausted. I feel like a pile of garbage. But I really miss wine. I miss it so much. If anyone has wine, I might steal it out of here. Oh, there's kids here. Kids. Hi guys. Okay. Wine. Yeah. So the other day I walked past my local liquor store, and I just had my hands on the glass and wistfully was like, I never got to say goodbye. I actually had to go in and say hi to my wine guy because I was worried he'd be like, where'd you go? I'll see you in a few months. My son, I have a 2.5-year-old son, his name is Watson. It's terrible, but okay, thank you. Thank you, I like this. I'm just getting applause for absolutely nothing. Just making people, pumping them out. So he's 2.5, and the other day he's sitting on the couch with me and says, Watson loves milk, Mommy loves wine. Oops. He's not wrong. But I feel like wine is such a mom cliche now, right? Like, yeah, a lot of nods. Yeah, moms are like downing bottles of rosé, like they're getting Kohl's cash for every empty bottle. Which, by the way, Kohl's cash and Bed Bath & Beyond 20% off coupons, I'm banking on those being the currency of the future because that is my retirement plan. That's all I got. So, the first time you're pregnant, it's fun, it's new, it's exciting, like what's going on in my body? And you don't know the hell that's going to ensue after. But the second one, it's kind of like a job making that second one. Like you have to plan it so it's in line with the first, like the timing that you want to have. And you gotta like read these graphs and charts and pee on sticks and take your temperature. I'm like a goddamn scientist. Charting. But there's only really 2 days a month you can get pregnant. Wow. Yeah. I didn't know this until I was in my 30s, so I feel like an idiot. But yeah, so you have to do all this work, but then you still have to get it in because you just don't know what's gonna happen. So my husband's a chef and he works really late at night. So the problem with that is we don't see each other in the evening. So the worst part is this job where I have to wake up in the cold light of morning, exhausted, not even slightly aroused. Like it's like the opposite. It's a desert down there. And trying to get my husband to maintain an erection. While Elmo's World is blaring outside and my son is banging on the door. Daddy, I didn't poop out my butt! And here we are. Sorry. I should have flushed that joke out more. Poop's always funny. Anyone here have parents that got divorced when they were very young? Okay. Your parents?
Yeah.
Did they tell you it wasn't your fault?
No.
Yeah, because I was going to say it was your fault. Sorry. But you know, it's okay, like parents are a total mess too. So we don't have memories until we're like 4 years old. And I call this nature's buffer, so that parents have time to get their shit together, right? You know, it's a good thing. My husband, he's a great dad. He's a really awesome dad, but he works a lot. So I like to mess with him sometimes. Like today, he was getting ready to go to work, and my son comes up to him and goes, "Daddy, I want to play a football game." And my husband's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, bud, I gotta go to work." So I start singing Cats in the Cradle. Born just the other day. Looks so much like a something. I don't know, the cat's in the cradle. It's so sad. Oh, yeah, don't listen to that song tonight. It'll really bring you down. But he's great. What else am I going to talk about? Oh, this is a fun thing. People always like to know what you're going to name your kid, right? So I'll tell you now, since you're here. So we were thinking, Arlo! Declan! Astrid! You have to yell it like that, because that's the only way you're ever going to use the name. Sadie! So my husband and I would stand in the park and just scream names and see what sticks, but it has a nice ring to it. Yeah. That's kind of weird. Oh, God. People, please. Please don't tell me that you're tired. Just don't tell me. Don't tell parents that, okay? We got this one, all right? You don't know. It's like saying you have cancer, but it's not cancerous, people, okay? Like, you cannot say you're tired in front of parents, okay? Okay, good. Another thing is, people get really annoyed when they see multiple pictures of your kids online, right? I used to think that. I still think that. Like, oh, God, it's enough. How many times do we just see the tooth fairy came and the tooth? Like, it's enough. But, you know how much work I had to do for this? For this kid? You know how much work? Okay, I was in labor for 21 hours. Horrible, gut-wrenching pain. Okay, I peed myself for 2 months, had to wear diapers. I still have hemorrhoids. I had postpartum depression, my nipples bled from feeding him, and I gained 20 pounds. So, also, now I gotta spend every waking moment with this fool. I can't get away. So it's kind of like you, how you spend every moment of your life in your shitty job that you hate, so you can go on these incredible vacations that you post every second of. It's like that, Sarah. Fuck off. I don't begrudge you that. Gosh. Oh, this has nothing to do with being a parent, but if I'm meeting you somewhere, please don't tell me you're on the southeast, northwest corner of who's a what's it. Am I Magellan here? Do I look like I have a compass? What? Like, are you in front of a Starbucks, a McDonald's, a Chase Bank? Are you in front of a patch of grass, a fire hydrant, a pile of dog shit? Literally, any other piece of information would be helpful. And you're waving. You could have just said you're waving at me. That's all you had to do. Why? So difficult. Yeah. My husband and I, we're old. I mean, we're older than, you know, everyone I went to high school with when they had kids, and our parents were older than our parents were when they had kids. And the good thing about having kids when you're younger is that you have so much energy. But the good thing about having kids when you're older is that you have more money and you're more settled. Now, do what you want to do, but do you want to be broke or broken? You know what? Having done it, I'm going to say I'd rather be broke. It's a lot. No, I'm not built for this anymore. So that's that. And when I say that I have more money, I mean I don't have like buying organic apples at Whole Foods money. Okay, I'm not like a millionaire, right? Everybody needs. But you know, I'm okay. Like I remember in high school, I used to go to this girlfriend's house. She lived in like this McMansion, and every time I would go, she would offer me a bottle of water. And I I was like, is this what it feels like to be rich? They have water coming out of the tap and they're giving it to me in a sealed bottle. Oh gosh, so if you come to my place, I'm gonna offer you a bottle of water. Now it might be the nice brand, right? We know the nice brand. But the sentiment remains the same, okay? Clearly I give off an air of wealth, right? When I first moved to New York City 16 years ago, I lived in a 6th-floor walk-up, 6 flights, and my apartment was infested with giant flying water bugs. Oh no, I know, and mice. So I like basically needed a shotgun. I was under siege to walk into my apartment. I was in a constant state of fear and terror. It was horrible. But now I live in a new building, in an up-and-coming neighborhood, and it's nice. And all the bodegas have signs in the window that say, "We sell craft beer." Which basically means welcome white people. Oh boy. Yeah. So, okay, so I keep referring to age. So by old, I mean I had a beeper. Anyone? Yes, I had 2 beepers. One got stolen. That's how much people wanted a beeper. Okay? What I did with it, I have no clue. Like, what was I doing with a beeper? When I say old, I mean, what do you mean Walgreens doesn't open until 7 a.m.? What am I supposed to do until then? It's 7 a.m. That's early. When I say I'm old, I mean, my husband asked me if I want it dirty, and I know he means martini. We only have sex to procreate. That's another show. When I say old, I mean buying inspirational art at TJ Maxx. Live, laugh, love. Old. Shit. I like the snorting. It's awesome. I love it. Oh God, I saw this picture of J-Lo the other day. Holy shit. She looks amazing, right? Like, good for her, but bad for me. I'm 39 years old. Do you know how long I've been trying to be pretty? Like, I can't do this much longer. I was hoping I could let it go a little bit. She's almost 50, okay? Yeah, she's almost 50. Christy Brinkley, what the F? Okay, everyone in this room would fuck her. Okay, every single person, myself included. She's 64.
What? Wow.
Years old! What the? What? How and why is she doing this to us? My God, woman. When my grandma was 64, she had a butt and a gut, and she ate donuts for breakfast, ice cream for lunch, she had Baileys for dinner. She didn't give a shit, okay? And she got her hair permed once a year. She got it washed and styled once a week. The rest of the time was in the shower cap, and she was fabulous! She looked good! She had a boyfriend. Like, what are we doing? Why? Stop. Take it easy. I can't do this. Oh, so for as old as I am, I haven't managed to lock down a steady job, which is confusing for people, mostly my parents. Yeah, so I gig life. Am I right, millennials? I'm wearing sneakers. This is like Forever 21 went crazy, right? It's like Forever 45. So gig life. I'm in the arts, clearly. Again, all I need is a scarf, and I'm like a crazy art teacher. So I work in the arts, and what's really annoying to me is when I have to put down my occupation when I'm filling out paperwork, which I have to do every day now because kids require more paperwork than buying a house. Apparently, I've seen on TV. It's crazy, and it annoys me. I'm like, well, okay, what am I supposed to put? Actor, writer, comedian, shoe model. focus group attendee. I think that would get a laugh. Went back to school at age 30. Now I have a lot of student loan debt. I don't even use this degree. What am I doing with my life? Don't ask me this! Come on! So I just write self-employed. God, I wish I employed myself. I pay myself so much. Oh man, but I'd be tough. I'd be a really tough boss. I'd be really hard on myself. I'm hard on myself. Yeah. Let's just see what's on here. So I talked about shoe modeling. This is a gig I've had for a very long time, a side hustle, if you will. So what I do is I try on shoes for creepy old men. No, I'm kidding. It's legit. I will do anything for money, but I don't give blood, sex, or eggs. Like those things I don't do. So you try shoes on for the buyer, right? And then the buyer decides what's going to go in the line that you're going to buy that year. So it's a very prestigious job. Very prestigious. And yes, before you are wondering, do I have nice feet? They're fucking models, y'all. I have a gorgeous feet. If I could have walked out here barefoot safely, I would have. So that's what I do. I've sat in on more conversations about boot penetration than I care to admit. Like, this is a bunch of adults sitting around. So boot penetration is like how many boots they can get into a door, into a store. So it's like, I really thought this boot would penetrate deeper into this market, but it was too cold. The boot penetration needs to penetrate harder into the southeast, western, south region. Margot. And like, isn't penetration kind of like the word moist for people? Like, ugh, I just feel gross. I'm like trying not to laugh. I'm so immature. But that's what I do for money. And also the focus groups. Just got a huge laugh for no reason. Glad I really worked this whole set out. No, that's great that you find my life funny. But so what that means is I go, someone pays me for my opinion, which doesn't happen at home. No one cares what I think. But so I enjoy it. Some of them are weird. So the weird one I had to do before I got to the group, had to do a 3D collage of how Tom's deodorant made me feel. And I was like, makes me feel like you stink. So it had to be 3D, it couldn't just be pictures. So I had granola that I like glued into like a mound. And then I had like puffy paint, wavy green lines, like stink. Like, cause you couldn't be flat, it had to be like a, I don't know, topography map? I don't know what that was. And then I had like pictures of people running and sweating. And it was like, yeah, I had to present it. I'm like, I am an adult doing a collage about deodorant right now. Where has my life gone wrong? Oh, but the best one, it was for yogurt. And once we got there, one at a time, we had to get up and put different yogurt containers into their own towns. Like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever witnessed. Like, I couldn't stop laughing. I was laughing at everyone, laughing at myself. So it's my turn. I'm creating the yogurt town. So this is what I did. I had Faye, and that was like the Faye thinks they're so great. Like, they're in like Aspen. Like, they're like bitchy. Like, they think they're so good. Faye, whatever. And then Chobani is like everyone's friend. Like, Chobani! Yay! There's like a lot of sports bars in that area of town. And like fun things to do. Maybe a roller skating rink. I don't know. People still do that, but. And then Dannon was like, everyone feels bad for Dannon. They kind of got nothing going on. Fruit on the bottom. Like, what is that? So they were kind of like, you know, the clinger, like they're very clingy, you know, like they want to hang out. They're posting all over your yogurt social media. Trying to be friends with Faye. It's sad. And then there's Yoplait, this fucking bitch. She's talking in a French accent. You don't know what the hell's going on with this one. She's like, woohoo! Oh man, if you invite her to parties, they make fun of her. So that was my yogurt town. Oh, this is a mic stand. So now I do do have a full-time job, which is great. It doesn't pay anything. It's for the rest of my life. It's being a mom. Okay. Thank you. And I'm not good at this job. Like, if it was a real job, I'd be fired, or at least let go. But I decided, hey, why not throw another full-time, 24/7 lifetime position on top of the one I already have? And so I'm